2, 1, go.
Good evening, folks. Adrian, Arizona Secretary of State here with another briefing for the media and an update. It's 5:50 p.m. on November 5th. We've got three major items that we want to update. First and foremost, the idea of update from the bomb threats that we heard about in Navajo County. There were 4 bomb threats in Navajo County. Federal and state authorities have indicated that these are not credible. There is no credibility to these bomb threats. They have come from a .ru email address, but it doesn't necessarily mean that these are coming from Russia. We have no confirmed attribution that the .ru address being used in these bomb threat emails is directly from the Russian Federation, and so we're standing by, and we want to make sure that folks understand that the motive appears to be to ensue chaos, not to impact any political outcome. We don't see anything in the pattern or the distribution that would make us think that this is to affect a political outcome. We do, however, believe that invoking chaos and trying to get us to kind of rattle in our boots is the reason that they're doing this. The second issue that we wanted to talk about was an update on the issues with Apache County. As we indicated earlier, there were some issues with the voter check-in systems and some of the printers. All but one of the sites in Apache County are consistently and constantly up. The one site, I can't verify the exact name of the location, but it's only one polling place in Apache County. They're up and down. We've got technicians on the site from Apache County Elections Department doing the best that they can, and the Navajo Nation has sued Apache County in an attempt to keep polling places in the whole county open. This is a county-wide issue, not just an issue on the Navajo Nation, but that lawsuit we expect will have some resolution before 7 p.m., which is the time by statute that all of the polling places in Arizona should close. Again, the Navajo Nation has petitioned the appropriate judicial court to make sure that the polling places would stay open. That suit as against Apache County, the administrators of the election. The Secretary of State's office is and will remain a neutral in that litigation. We will allow those parties to fight that out and help folks comply with the order, regardless of what the order is. Last but not least, we want to reiterate for our voters that audio video recordings, including photographs inside of the 75-foot line, are not allowed. It would violate the Arizona statute if voters do take audio or video recordings inside of polling places. There's a whole host of reasons why that prohibition exists in law, but again, it is against the law. And as a final closing note for this particular update, we want to make sure that folks understand, and we want to ask folks in the media to help our voters understand, if you are in line at 7 p.m., the official time for the closing of the polls, regardless of how long that line is, we are asking folks to stay in line. The marshal, which is the name of one of our poll workers at that polling place or vote center, will go to the back of the line at 7 p.m. Whoever's last in line will be able to vote today on Election Day. So if you're in line at 7 p.m., you can vote, and we want to make sure our voters understand that. For folks, there are some lines that are starting to form. Lots of excitement at the last minute here. Some of those lines are much longer than others. There's plenty of resources and spaces where you can find out where some of those lines are shorter. But we encourage folks, please get in line if you plan on voting by 7 p.m. I know we might have a question or two as staff is rustling in the background here. What's the
Sir,
question?
can you please clarify if you mean Navajo Nation or Navajo County? The FBI has said Navajo Nation.
Yes, Navajo Nation. We can't say Navajo County specifically, but a big chunk of the Navajo Nation happens to be in Navajo County. I think we're talking about Navajo County, although I think that's the one sheriff's department that we had
That
responding.
is the sheriff's department, yes, sir.
So we'll get back and clarify that because I think one of those sites was on Hopi, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's not just Navajo Nation. We're going to say Navajo County for now. Sorry, we will try to clarify that at our next update. I'm pretty sure it's Navajo County though, because it was the Navajo County Sheriff's Department that was briefing me earlier. So we'll stick with that for now, but we know at least one of those locations was on Hopi. What other question?
Yes, sir. This is from Jared at the Mirror. Can you say which polling
Jared.
places were targeted by the bomb threats, and if you have been in communication with other states that have had these same threats?
No, I can't tell you exactly which locations were impacted by the bomb threats. I have had passing contact with some of the other states, but nothing substantive, not like checking in or anything like that. I do speak with my colleagues across the country pretty regularly, and we all are working very closely with our federal and our state partners in our respective states to make sure that folks are safe and that we're reacting appropriately to these threats. Was there another question?
Yeah, one more, sir. Did any of the polling sites that faced bomb threats shut down or turn voters away as a result of these threats?
I understand that at least one of the polling sites did shut down momentarily, but it was a really brief moment. It literally wasn't any space for them to turn away voters. That's my understanding. I will make sure that we get a lot more of those details and clarification on this by the time we get to our next briefing. I anticipate that will be, I'm going to say within 3 hours from now, so before the 9 o'clock hour. Can we do another briefing before 9 p.m. to clarify some of this stuff?
If you have the time, we can make it happen, sir.
Well, it's going to be a busy evening, folks, and we really appreciate there's a lot of folks that want some information on this. Let us chase some of this stuff down, and if we don't give you a briefing here via this methodology, then we'll make sure to get something in writing to clarify these particular questions that have come in this evening. Do we have anything last before we?
Not that you're
wrap?
going to be able to answer, sir. So I think we're good for now.
Not that I can answer?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
Because you've already addressed them.
Okay, well, very well then. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to try to keep everyone as informed as possible. And one more time for all of the voters out there, if you are in line by 7 p.m., you will be able to vote. So please, if you're in line by 7 p.m., regardless of how long the line is, we want to make sure that your voice is heard. So please stay in line and vote. Thank you very much, everybody.